Hello, 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 hello. Happy Sunday. Well, if you are, even if you're in Australia, I think happy Sunday. How are you? How are you guys? Hello, hello, hello. Hey, Loretta, here you are. So, let's see if I can bring you on. Loretta. Yes. Hello, Sarah. Hello, Shannon. Hello.
Hello.
Hello. How are you?
Oh, it's so nice to see you.
So nice to see you. We have the same color even.
Oh, we do. Happy
How are
Sunday.
you, Lolly? Happy
I'm
Sunday.
I'm good. I'm good. I'm so excited to talk to you again. I miss you.
Me too. I miss you so much. The other day in the program Intrigue, Samantha, my team tagged you, and I was like, no, she's not here. But you are always in our mind, in our
Ah,
heart.
thank you.
So, how has been your weekend?
It's okay. We're in lockdown again.
Oh no.
Yeah. Yeah. So it's just, just quiet, but it's nice. It's okay. Lots of family time and yeah, and I've been working a little bit. It's been nice. Yeah.
Because you guys are going back. Obviously, you are going in
Winter.
winter, so they are like lockdown.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah.
No, here finally we are like almost like free from everything. Like we go out, so it's good.
It's nice. It's
Mm,
nice.
yeah,
Hopefully just soon,
yeah.
hopefully. Yeah.
Hi, Sarah. So lovely to see both your magical and beautiful faces. Thank you.
Hi, Sarah.
You are so awesome. So, for the people in my community, my audience who doesn't know you, would you like to introduce yourself, who you are, where are you in the world, what you do?
Yeah, I am Loretta and I am in Melbourne, Australia. And I do energy healing and I'm also a coach. But most of my work is actually mentoring Reiki practitioners and crystal healers and helping them to really step into their power, into their light, and also give them the confidence and the abilities and the skills to really make this a business and to help them to really make it, turning it into a career rather than just something that is, I guess, a hobby or, staying in their fear of
Mm,
really doing something that's a bit woo-woo or spiritual or, so really claiming their calling. Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've been attuned in Reiki level 2 with Loretta. She's
Yeah. Thank
so.
you.
How have you started? I lovely. How have you started your Reiki journey, this, energetic journey, and then, the business.
Yeah, I started learning Reiki because I wanted to help heal my husband. He was,
Mm,
yeah, he wasn't a very good sleeper. And when we met, and Reiki absolutely changed my life. And but I never imagined I would be doing it as a job. And I thought that I would learn it just to help him. And I thought that I could help him sleep and help him calm down and relax. And that's basically how I got started. And I quickly learned that learning Reiki is much more a self-healing journey than
mm,
healing the other.
mm,
And yeah, and I guess, you know, it took me a couple of years to sit with level one, and then after I did level two, I realized, I think, that I actually had gifts. I was like, oh my
Mm,
God, I can read energy, and I can really intuitively understand and pick up on what someone is feeling or what they're going through. And that was the very first time that I really uncovered that, and I've been hooked ever since. And for me, it was just I felt like I had to do this. I had to share this with the world, and
mm.
I knew straight away that teaching Reiki was my calling, and really helping others to step into theirs.
I love that. Hello, everyone joining. Hello, Amy. Let us know from where you are joining. If you have any question for me, for Loretta, if you are familiar with Reiki, if you have ever done Reiki or energy work. So, and then how did you kind of translate all of that into, you know, your coaching business and, you know, mentoring other practitioner?
Yeah, so I started the business as a hobby, you know, just a side business, and I'd had my first baby, and I thought it would be just something that I could do on the weekend, or you know, just as a, I guess, something that I was passionate about and I loved. So I thought that it would be something that I could do. And I was still working another job, my corporate job, and really enjoyed that. I never felt like, you know, I was going to leave. I never imagined that I would leave that. Um, but universe had other plans, and quickly propelled me forward. And I just
Mm.
got within um, within like 9 months, I had to quit my job and step into this full time. I just couldn't juggle both anymore, and yeah, and it was just a no-brainer. The fulfillment that I still get, you know, day in, day out, and the inspiration from all my clients and my students, and um, it's, you know, it is such an honor to do this work. Like, it's really hard. The business stuff's really hard. And I'm sure we're going to talk about that, of my
Yeah.
experience with you, but and this year was the hardest by far. It's my fourth year in business, and yeah, it was really, really, it was really hard. But then I, you know, have incredible experiences with clients, and I see them changing their life, and my students, and it's just incredible. And I know that I just can't stop. Like, I can't give this up, because as hard as it is, um, I'm really here. And universe, it's like I get just enough of it, of the fulfillment to keep satisfying me, to keep going. It's like my cheer squad. Come on, you can do it. You know? Yeah.
Someone said Loretta is an amazing teacher and beautiful soul. A mandala life. I don't know who she is.
And that's one of my students. She's
Uh,
beautiful.
so tell us a little bit more like how we get together and our work together.
So funny enough, I met you in a mastermind. We were both we were both in the mastermind together, and I I never thought that I would go there to find my coach. You know, it was the first time I did a business mastermind, and it taught me a lot, but it wasn't you know, it wasn't exactly what I was looking for. And whenever I saw you popping up, or you know, commenting in the Facebook group, like things like that, I was just like, from the first moment, I was like, who is this woman? And, you know, I was checking you out on Facebook and seeing if, you know, seeing what you were all about. And you were just different. You were really different. And your boldness and your confidence and your, just don't take shit, like just speak your truth, and such, you know, admirable qualities that I know that I always wish that I had more of. You know, we always see the light in others that we're like, oh, I wish I could do that a bit more,
Yeah.
you know. Yeah. And but also I just felt this pull, I guess, this, you know, magnetism, right? The magnetic pull to be in your vibration. And like, so late last year, I remember reaching out to you, and I thought, oh, just see what she says, see if she's got any availability, or see, you know, see how it goes. And because you didn't, you know, you didn't really advertise very much. Like, you didn't really have a website. I was like, I don't, I don't even know if you see clients, you know. So I just, yeah, I just messaged you, and just asked you if, yeah, if I could, if there's a possibility of working with you in some way. I didn't even know what. I just knew that I knew I wanted your codes, and I knew I wanted to be in your vortex, in your vibration. And yeah, and you know, I was so glad that I did. And from the very moment that I reached out, it was like, you just turned business on its head for me already. Because the reason, I think, just to backtrack, the reason that I went into the mastermind initially was that my business was going through a massive growth period. Mm-hmm. And for the first time, I was feeling like it was a bit out of my depth. You know, I was out of my depth as a business owner, and I felt like I needed more support. And
Mm-hmm.
And everything that I was learning, though, like the strategy and the processes, and then here you are, no website. I just send you an email, and you're like, you just send me an email back. You're like, hi, love. And you just, and it was so casual. And we just had a phone chat, and it was like, I didn't felt like at any time you were selling to me. I always just felt like you were genuinely hearing me, and you were genuinely holding me where I was at. And I just knew from that moment. I was like, this is different. It's going to be different. And I think it's what I need. Yeah. And then, of course, I realized that it was exactly what I needed, because you introduced me to this world of human design. Yes. And really made me gave me so much awareness into understanding that we can't do, you know, as an MG, like, I can't do business the way that someone who needs structure, and like, it just doesn't work, right? It doesn't work for us. And you introduced me to this idea that all I had to do, I remember asking you questions, and you were like, what does your womb say? I was like, what?
Yeah,
What
I remember we were talking about pricing, and you were like, so, okay, I have all of these. And I was like, okay, what's your sacral womb saying? And you're like, what?
I was always looking for the right answer, you know, the structure, the strategy, the advice, like all the masculine. And then there you were, and just saying, yeah, I want you to drop into your body. And I was like, that's amazing. Like, I do that anyway to answer my questions in my day-to-day life. And I just loved that I had permission to just use the same, you know, that same method in my business. It was so liberating.
Mm,
Yeah.
I love that. And, I want to touch a little bit on the investment piece that, for you, it was a huge stretch. And I feel that for a lot of people, it can feel this way. And even if, it feels a yes, and it feels exciting, and it feels, yeah, there is always like the fear and the brain like, this is not gonna work, this is not gonna work, this is crazy.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. And I think throw in a husband like yours or mine into the mix. And they're like, what?
Our
So
husband are both like very strategic, finance oriented.
yeah, I would never say, but my womb said yes. um, yeah, it was a big stretch, and I mean, the mastermind itself was a big stretch. It was a massive investment for me. And then this was an even bigger investment. And I love how open I was with my fears with you. And again, like I said, you just really held me in that. And you weren't, you never once like, tried to, um, I guess I never felt judged about that or anything like that. I never felt like you had a plan as in, oh, if they say if there's a price objection, then they're a no, and that's what I loved with you, because I could tell that you also just, if something felt right for you, that's what you do. You go with that too. And that's how you do business. And I was so, because that's how I do business too. Like when someone tells me that they can't afford it, or someone tells me that, they're scared about stuff, I don't have, I remember this one conversation with you, and we talked about boundaries, because,
Mm,
if someone has price objections, or someone's, something like that. And we talked about that. And again, you said like, it's okay to have boundaries, but it's even better to have standards as well. And you don't have to, but if like if you can trust in your womb, in your heart, that something is going to be really, really good. And I know that, there was one particular uh, part in my journey with you, and I remember like I was ready to give it all in, right? And I was like, oh, I'm gonna I'm gonna quit. Like this is too hard, and I've been challenged so much, and you never once believed in my powerlessness.
mm,
And you said that to me. You said, because I even said to you, how you're just holding me through all of this. And you said to me, if I believe in that you are powerless, how can I help you? What kind of coach would I be? And that was, from then on, I had so much, just even more, so much respect for you. Um, and it, and I think, we talked about this a lot, but for both of us, integrity is so important, and
yes.
being a space holder with integrity and doing our work with integrity is really important to both of us. And yeah, like hand on heart, I've never ever ever met another coach or practitioner, anyone who has as much integrity as you do. Like you are so genuine and authentic, and it's yeah, it was incredible. It was an incredible experience. I've never ever been held that way before. Like never. For someone to really trust in me as much as you did when I was at my lowest.
Mm,
Um, you know, I remember, yeah, I remember that. And I just couldn't believe it. And it was, yeah, it was really life-changing for me. So thank you so much.
Thank you. Yeah, that's the thing, even if we have businesses and it's a successful business and everything, it's like life happens, and we have navigated together so many things, you know and
Yeah.
like that's the power of mentorship and coaching, like because when you work only with someone, even for business, when you work only with someone, it's like, no, just the strategy, let's talk about the strategy, what's the plan. But then there is all another dimension of your shadow, your life, your relationship, you're a mother, you are a daughter, there are a lot of different stuff that happen, that we gotta work on.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. It was never all about business, it was, and, I always believe that we have a relationship with our business,
Mhm.
and it's not us, like it's not who we are, but it's definitely a part of our world, just like those other aspects. So um, you have to believe and trust and understand, have that awareness that if something is going on personally, it's showing up in your business in some way or not, whether you like it or not. And I remember, facing some challenges, and you just pulling out these shadow aspects of myself, and I felt like I was staring at, I was like Dorian Gray staring at my painting. The horror of like, oh my beauty is disappearing, it was it was really scary. It was really scary to face these parts of the self, and we never want to. We never
Yeah.
want to face those parts of ourself that we try so hard to, or we feel so ashamed about, right? Um, but it got to the point, and I think this is why, for me, this year was so pivotal in business, because it got to a point where it was like, you can't hide those aspects
Mm.
without, if you're wanting to grow in your business, if you're wanting to really grow, take charge, have that responsibility that you desire, you're going to need to really take responsibility for who you are, and all those shadow aspects. And I remember like just learning so much in terms of, I loved, there was one masterclass that you did, which just, I feel like I could have watched it again and again and again. It was the 3-day one on the king, the queen, and the
Mm.
goddess. And when you taught about those different facets, those different archetypes of who we are and who we have to show up in business, and that for me, just that was the beginning of it. And it was just realizing that even though, felt like I was bringing enough of the masculine and enough of the
Mm.
feminine, um, that it was delving deeper into those shadow aspects of each of those, and that's what was really coming up. Yeah, it was phenomenal.
Mm.
But I
Yeah,
also love. I was just going
go
to
go.
say, I
Yeah.
I also love that, through each of it, um, you would we would have our session together. We would be talking, and then I would be I would be realizing all this stuff, and you would just stay in the silence and let me sit there and process it all, and it was like I could feel myself slowly, you know, trenching through the mud. And you were just there holding me, and I just waiting for me to really realize it all. You know, you were just kind of waiting there on the other side of it. And then as it would all be revealed, you know, it was then that I would know that I know that you trusted that I would know how to work through that stuff as well. You just had so much trust in me. It wasn't like you even tried to fix anything. It was like just holding that space and knowing that I had all the tools that I needed to really help myself get through that. And I did, you know, I really did.
You did.
Like, yeah, I did.
Yeah, because, you know, one thing that my first mentor coach really, you know, showed me is the power of the presence and the silence. Because we think, you know, we need to keep asking questions and fixing and giving solution, but that's not, like, there is a space for that, of course, especially, you know, when we do business coaching, like in my case, there are strategies and stuff to say, but then, you know, the most powerful thing you can do for someone is being there, just present, because then you can find within yourself the answers, the strength, you know, the courage, your own presence.
Yeah, it was really powerful. It was really, really powerful. Yeah, and I thank you so much for that, for really, again, just really believing and trusting in my own power. Because I mean, and you don't always have all the answers for your clients, right?
Yeah.
I don't either, but we have to trust that they have the answers. And we just have to really believe in that and hold that power for them and that hope, that trust, and allow them to rise up to that vibration, right? And to rise up to believing in that as well, in themselves. Yeah.
Totally. Like we see them as you do with your own, you know, your student, your clients, you see them in the highest light, in the highest potential, and you let them, you know, catch where you see them be, but without pushing, because there are a lot of also mentors I've had like that, they want to be what they want or need in order for them to feel successful or validated. Like, you need to make X amount of money so I can say on social media, oh my God, I am the best mentor, but that's not the point.
Yeah, exactly. It's not, you know, it's much more important that we are just holding that light for them so that they can shine themselves. Yeah, 100%. Yeah.
So what, more, if we go more on the concrete, how has been for you, like working with your design and learning how to respond and being an MG, and, you know, what shift brought into your business, your offers, your pricing?
Yeah, so I think just really owning that's I think when we learn a bit more about, you know, the human design and the gene keys and all of those aspects. I mean, it's the same with astrology as well. None of it is a surprise, right? Not like you read these things and you think, oh, I had no idea that I was like it just really is, I think, validation, or that, you know, it is like that permission that that this is who you are, and it's okay that this is the best way to be you, and you don't have to try and be any other way. So being the MG, you know, I definitely got permission to be all over the shop. You know, I have 1,000 tabs open and I'm working on 100 things at once, and always getting ideas. And then but for me, it made, I loved understanding how the, I guess, the importance of responding and
Mm,
informing,
mm.
because I am quite, I am creative and visionary and I have ideas all the time, but it doesn't mean they're going to work. And so now I really listen to, okay, I don't have to also have standards. I don't have to have, a program, set programs all the time. If I feel like I want to change things, or if I feel like, um, that's not working anymore, then that's okay. I don't, I can just roll with that as long as I'm really responding to what people are asking of me. And also informing them, so telling them, which has been another important part. But again, that just felt so liberating. Especially, last year, I was massive for me because I changed all my Reiki courses, the way that I delivered them. I was teaching the same way for 3 years, 3.5 years. And, but there was something in me, it's that integrity piece. But last year there was something in me that was like, this formula really works.
Mm.
It's working, and I'm so busy to the point where, it's too much. But I'm not feeling the love, the passion that I was feeling when I started, and of course I wasn't, because as an MG, we can't do the same thing over and over again for years and years.
Exactly.
It just doesn't, it's just not in alignment, right? So, I found myself going to the courses, and I wasn't even looking at the books that I'd written anymore. I was just channeling all the time and showing up and responding. That's what I was doing. I was responding in every class. Um, and I think that's where I felt so supported in really owning that for bringing those courses out this year, where I have the flexibility
Mm.
to do what I do best, which is really channel
Mm.
and just connect in and allow whatever needs, whatever guidance the class is needing, and on that particular day, and it feels so much better. It feels so good. And to raise the prices as well, and
Yes.
to take on, a smaller amount of students, and um, make the containers longer, like really teaching the way that I want to teach, and
Mm.
not feeling like I have to conform to a standard, or because everybody else is doing it that way, or because I always did it that way. Yeah, it was really powerful, and I kind of take that approach all the time. And I also remember you saying, like, you, in that space in between, when you're not feeling like anything feels juicy enough, or it feels good enough to kind of launch or to put out there. And so this year, because there was a lot of stuff I was going through in my
Mm.
personally in my business, and that I was working through myself, and I knew, like, it didn't feel right to try and start doing something new, or trying to launch something else and put more work on, and that sort of stuff, until we came to the end, right? And I just said to you, like, I know now, like, I know what it is that I want to offer, and you'll be so happy. But I actually wrote the sales page last night. So it just, and I cried. I was crying. I was just channeling through the copy, and I just cried, because I was like, this is it. And I'm getting all the goosebumps now, because I'm like, this is my new offer, and I'm so, like, this is how it should always feel, right, Alyssa? Like,
Mm.
this is how it always gets to feel. Yeah.
Yes. I cannot wait to see it. And you know, also I remember it was like, oh, but I can't do single session because it's not you know, my business savvy or whatever. And but you're like, no, but I actually love to do them, you know, they give me joy. I love to work with those people, so why don't you do that?
Yeah. Yeah, it was yeah, again, this is probably another like a business strategy or good practice, you know, and that you
Amy
shouldn't as
says,
a coach.
I can feel you in crying, so exciting.
Yay. Um, yeah, you know, it was, I guess for coaches, you know, it's not, and healers, you know, the dream is you don't do single sessions anymore, that you just move to packages and long-term clients. And, you know, I've got a lot of those, right? A lot of my students are doing mentoring, and you know, and I have a lot of clients who are doing long-term work with me. But I love breaking up my week with a single session every
Mm,
now, and a one-off session, because I also know it's one of my gifts. It really, you know, we talked a lot about zones of genius,
yes.
and it's one of my real zones of genius. Like, to, you know, I had a client just this morning, and she's been going through something for months and months, and for me just to be able to tap into exactly what is her core block causing
Mm,
her all that pain, and that's, you know, it's one session, we've gotten to that, and we can choose to continue working together or not, but I know that she's just gotten enough clarity, enough to be able to really own that, and to continue on now as well. So it's, I think it's about, you know, I learned that I have an open head. So, you know, in human design, so this idea of being easily influenced, but I also know that's my gift, because my gift is, you know, as a 1/3, my gift is to
yes.
be able to learn and to investigate and to find out all this. That's what makes me a great teacher, right?
Yes.
Because I'm able to take all these experiences, and I get to experience myself and then share them,
Mm,
so that other people don't make those mistakes.
yes.
So I realize, you know, this open head is my gift, but I also can see where it gets me in trouble, because
Yeah.
someone says to me, oh, you know, you don't want to be doing single sessions anymore. And I was like, actually, hang on, when I check in with my womb, you know,
Mm,
my cycle, that's what lights me up just as much as really working with someone for a long period of time as well. I love watching that long term shift and change and transformation that we can go through together. But yeah, I also love doing the one-off sessions. So that, again, it was another real liberating moment, that just do business the way that you want to do it. Like, there is just there is just, yeah, there is absolutely no process or structure that is going to work for everybody. So
yes.
um, just find yours. Yeah, yeah, and it evolves, right?
Mm-hmm.
And that was the other thing, is it just keeps evolving. Yeah.
Yeah, it keeps changing. And you know,
Mm.
this morning before the call, I was like, you know, the only certainty we have is change and evolution.
Yeah.
And that's also in business, you know, we can't um, be obsessed with the structure, or you know, a certain way or a program, even because you know, you evolve, your life evolve, your circumstances, your clients, so it's really like this, doing business how you feel and how you desire, knowing that you can always change.
I love it. I love it.
Sarah says, yeah, I love this. Do business the way you want to do it.
Yeah.
Yes, totally.
Yeah.
And how has been for you also to work with your masculine and feminine? I know, because we did like to put in context. We did private mentorship, and also Loretta as a private client was part of my programs, my group programs. I'm not relatable, sovereignty to cash, and magnetic branding. So, and there we worked a lot on the, the archetype she was mentioning, the warrior, the queen, the goddess, and like really on masculine and feminine energy. How it's been for you?
It's been so good. Like I really understand and feel so much more comfortable just dancing in all of those archetypes, and knowing that they're all within me, and I just get to really step into those vibration as I need them. So for me, I know that one of the things that we worked on a lot was being able to hold,
Mm-hmm.
not just to receive, because I'm very good at receiving. I'm very good in my feminine, too good in my feminine. The swampy feminine. I loved that term. I loved that term. It was great. And but sometimes too much in the feminine, that I wasn't able to hold on to things sometimes. And so understanding that and working with just even the way that you talk about money and the energetics of money and the energetics of business in general, the pricing stuff, just you really just put everything out there as it's a choice. It's a choice. And you either choose you choose one thing or the other, but it has to be a vibrational match, right? Whatever your choice is, it has to be a match for where you're at. And I've really learned that. And the other thing that is the other piece of that is to be in integrity for yourself. Yeah, to really be in integrity, because as I mentioned earlier, I know that's so important for both of us. And you can show up and you can feel like you are worthy of receiving whatever it is that you're after, but if you're not serving in your highest integrity and in your highest expression, then what's the point, right?
Yeah.
Like, what's the point?
Yeah, that's what I was talking with the client the other day about marketing. And I was like, I would not trade my integrity in my marketing for making money. It's like, for example, I would never say, oh, the only thing you need to be successful is human design. Because that's not true. I can say that and it's going to make me a lot of money because I'm giving you a tool and a fix, and you're like, yes, I need that, but I'm not going to do it because I know it's much deeper than that. Like, yes, human design is amazing, but there are so many other aspects, multidimensional. And, the shadow work and the strategy and the energy. And, you can't, or even like 5 days to embody your human design and you will become success. It's like, no, I can say that, I can sell it, but it's not in integrity.
Yeah, absolutely. And then, again, what is the energetics that you're putting out there? And that's exactly what you're receiving, right? So, yeah, I just really I think about that all the time now, and that's been really changing for me as well. And that's why I guess making decisions like holding off, if stuff doesn't feel right, it doesn't matter. You've just got to wait until it feels 100% and just keep trusting, because it's so not worth doing something that doesn't feel, that it feels out of alignment. It just, putting that energy out there is, just keep trusting that something is gonna, something's gonna work out and everything's gonna be fine, because it always will be.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah.
I love that. So, where people can know more about what you do, your work, your next offers?
So I have a website.
I'm getting there.
I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. I love it. Yeah, so I'm on Instagram, obviously at Nourished Energy. But I have my website is nourishedenergy.com.au. And yeah, you can find me there, or you can find me on Facebook as well as Nourished Energy AU. So that's it.
And so you offer like Reiki level 1, 2, 3,
Yeah.
the mastership.
Yeah, so I do all the courses and they're available online, as well as on in
In
Melbourne as
person.
well. Yeah, if you come in person. And I also offer crystal healing as well, courses as well. So I've got online courses, like self-paced courses, but also you can study with me as well. And I'm also available for sessions as well.
And the new thing you are launching that
Yeah,
I'm very
yes.
excited about.
Yeah, so I'm really excited. It's all coming together, and it was, it was actually inspiration came from me thinking about working with you, because I knew that this, we were going to have this conversation, and so I was obviously thinking about all the work that we've done together, and I realized that the number one reason, like if I peel back, I use the business as an excuse, I think, like for why I wanted to work with you, but really what I was looking for was someone to hold me the way that I hold my clients. That was it. I wanted that, and I wanted to be in the vibration of someone that I could really, that I wanted to be in a vibration of someone who was aspirational, inspirational, in integrity, but also that I could touch, if that makes sense. It's like I wanted to be able to see that stuff in myself, and know that it was in me. And I have to say that, the investment, it was a big investment. It was scary, and it made me almost throw up. But but I actually, when I think about it now, like, it made me realize how attainable everything that I want is. And that's it. When we're in our vibration and the same sort of vibration around us all the time, when we're at those same standards, and this is nothing against, the people in my community or anything like that, but when we are around that day in, day out, that becomes our standard, right? And so if we want to raise our standards, you just have to be in a higher vibration, and you have to access that.
Yes.
It doesn't mean that you have to go out and invest big all the time, but I mean, it helped. It really, it really helped. And I know, there was times at the beginning, like when we started working together, like, and I've talked to you about this, like my income plummeted for a little bit. And I was scared as fuck. Like I was like, oh my God, I've just invested all this money, and now I'm having the worst month that I've had in so long, worst 2 months. And then that was when I was really in the shadow, right? I was in all that scary, facing all those scary things. And then coming out of that, I realized it's like, yeah, of course I had to dive into those depths of the darkness, because if Alyssa is holding me in this standard of light, I can't access that light until I've seen that depth of darkness. Because right now, if I'm up here, I feel like I'm in the light, right?
Mm.
Yeah. But it's not until you go through that darkness that you can, it pushes you to another level. It really
Mm.
does. And yeah, so that's, it was really life-changing stuff, and I knew it was going to be big, but I was up for it. I remember last year saying I really wanted I really wanted a healing program. I wanted to, and that was the thing that really attracted me to you as an energy worker myself. Like, I wanted someone who was going to work with me at an energetic level as well. Yeah, and it was everything that I wanted.
Mm.
So thank you so much.
Thank you. Amy says these are not just Reiki courses. Loretta does. Life changing, soul nourishing, to say the least.
Thank you, Amy.
It's like I love what you said, like, because the way you do it, the way your clients talks about you, and the way you show up, um, it's so authentic and so beautiful. And that's so important, if we want to build not just a business for the quick wins and the quick cash, but really a legacy, a soul legacy. That's what you are here for.
Yeah, yeah, it really is. That's true. This is like it's my soul work. It really is. And I thought about that the other day in terms of asking for testimonials and stuff like that. And the reality is that I don't even have to ask. Like, people are always sending me the most incredible feedback, and they it's just incredible. Like, it really lights me up. And just to know they genuinely feel so grateful and so transformed and so nourished, and that is enough for me, knowing that I'm really changing lives, and that's why I'm here.
Mm-hmm. I love that. Thank you so much. That has been such a beautiful hour conversation. You are the best.
It always is such a nice opportunity to talk to you. Thank you
Yeah.
so much, Lisa.
Thank you. I miss you. I love you. From the other side of the world, it was challenging to organize, because but that's time is like we have so much hour of difference, but we made it, and I'm so happy.
Yeah.
So if you want to know more about if you want to know more about Loretta, follow her, go, her, as Amy said, like, her Reiki is not like what you can find like everywhere. It's different. She's amazing. I've done with her, so I know she has done healing on me, and she really was like spot on. Even when my husband and I were sick with COVID, she really helped with her healing so much. And that's what I love about this business, new business paradigm we are building. That is not just about, you are my client, you are my coach. Like,
Yes.
it's a soul relationship,
Yeah.
and we support each others.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. It's more than yeah, and you introduced me to this concept of, when I pay you, you're also paying other women, and they're feeding their families, or they're, paying other small businesses or other women, other communities. Like, such a cycle. And even when we are working with clients, it's the same thing, right? It's a relationship. And that's when, you know, I say, like, I learn so much, like, from my clients and my students every
Mm-hmm.
day, every session, you know, and I'm sure you're the same. Like, yes, where there's an energetic exchange, like you pay, and, you know, I deliver, but there's also there's so much more. And that's where being in each other's vibration and is so important, you know, really choosing who you want to invite into that.
Yes.
Yes, so important.
So key. And so we are so thankful for you guys to be here with us on this conversation. Amy, you are both so beautiful and powerful. Thank you, ladies. Sarah, sharing in
Thanks,
such a raw,
Gabby.
authentic way. Thank you, Loretta. Bloom to wellness says thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Have a beautiful Sunday.
Love you.
Love you.
Bye.
Bye.